Go.
What starts out blue and turns red? Anyone have any guesses? I'll give you a clue. It's in the body. Does anyone have any guesses now? If you said blood, you're 100% correct. I'm sure everyone, at some point or another, has fallen down and scraped their knee or seen someone else do it. Maybe you've walked past a blood drive going on this DMAC campus. Perhaps, clearly, we all have blood in our bodies, or we wouldn't be sitting here right now, alive, to listen to this amazing speech. Perhaps, like me, you've taken an anatomy class and learned about blood in the body, or you're a blood donor. We all know what blood is, or we think we do. But today, I'm going to take you a little deeper. We'll look at the four main components of blood: plasma, red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. First, we'll start by looking at plasma. Plasma is the first component of blood. It is the liquid part of blood, according to Overview of Blood and Blood Components in Health Information. Plasma is approximately 92% water, meaning it's 8% other stuff. Plasma is also made up of many molecules and contains plasma proteins. According to Sylvia Mader, author of Understanding Human Anatomy and Physiology, there are two main types of plasma proteins. Gamma globulins are a type of plasma protein that help fight infection, and fibrinogen is another type of protein that turns to threads when blood clotting occurs. If plasma is normal, it is thin and colorless. If plasma is seen in thick layers, where it is abnormal, it has a yellow tinge. Now that we've looked at plasma, let's examine red blood cells. Red blood cells are the second component of blood. They are bright red to dark purple discs, as you can see here, and they are 7 to 8 micrometers in diameter. Sylvia Mader says that red blood cells transport oxygen and carbon dioxide in the body, and they are found in bone marrow. Normal people have between 4 and 6 million red blood cells in their body. Males have, on average, 4.6 to 6.2 million cells per cubic millimeter, and females have 4.2 to 5.4 million cells per cubic millimeter. Red blood cells only live in the body approximately 120 days, so they're only there for a short time and reproduce at a very fast rate. We just looked at red blood cells. Now let's look at white blood cells. The third component of blood is white blood cells. White blood cells are also called leukocytes. White blood cells serve to fight infection, and white blood cells exist in bone marrow. There are only 5,000 to 10,000 white blood cells per cubic millimeter in your body on average, so this is a lot less than red blood cells. White blood cells are 10 to 14 micrometers in diameter, as you can see here. First, we looked at plasma, then we looked at red blood cells. We just looked at white blood cells. Finally, let's look at platelets. The fourth and final component of blood is platelets. F.A. Davis, author of Tabor's Cyclopedic Medical Dictionary, says that platelets are involved in repairing damaged blood vessels, like a doctor repairs damaged bones. Platelets are involved in initiating the process of blood clotting. They stick to each other and the skin when an injury occurs, forming a plug. This plug stops the loss of blood and keeps you from bleeding out, meaning you stay alive. There are normally 130,000 to 360,000 platelets per cubic millimeter, according to Human Anatomy and Physiology, which is not as many as red blood cells, but more than white blood cells. Platelets only live about 10 days, which is 92% less time than red blood cells live. As you can see, blood is much more complex than many people realize. It's made up of plasma, red and white blood cells, and platelets. So next time you fall and scrape your knee, or you visit the blood bank to donate blood, you'll know a little bit more about what that red liquid stuff coming out really is.